A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the News at 1. I'm Emmanuel Ajay and these are the news we're filing at this hour. Twin bomb blasts rocked the Plateau City in Plateau's capital in just yesterday. This occurred at a restaurant and mosque on Bauchi Road, close to Unijust staff quarters. NEMA has confirmed the death toll has risen to 44 and 67 wounded. The last twin blast that occurred at Terminus Market killed hundreds. A local Red Cross official and witness have confirmed that suicide bomber killed 6 people at a church on Sunday morning in Petuskum, Yobe State. These, according to eyewitnesses, say people are going to church when the bomber entered. Otherwise, the casualty figure will have been higher. The Red Cross official, Mohammeds, who visited the scene of the blast of the outskirts of Petuskum, added that a still unidentified church hall helped reducing the casualties figure. A hospital in Petuskum said it has received the bodies. The presidential spokesman, Femi Adesina, has clarified his comments on negotiations with Boko Haram, said the brief statement that they pointed out that the government will only be negotiating with the insurgents from the position of strength if they opted for it. This additional noted that this is because the stage is being set for all-out assault that will devastate the capacity of insurgents in the country. The presidential spokesman urged that the principal resolute to stem the ties of Boko Haram and maintain that having battle won by the insurgents, Buhari is poised to winning the war against insurgency in Nigeria. The former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, has urged Nigerians to continue supporting and praying for the success of President Muhammadu Buhari as the terrorist activities intensify. Jonathan said in his official Facebook page on Sunday while reacting to the church bombing in Yobe, which left over 6 people dead. The former president has been silent for several weeks, said the Sunday attack was a sad reminder that the war against terror is an attack for Nigerians and not only the armed forces. The death of the Nigerian at the hand of the terrorists is a sad reminder that the war of terror is a tax for all. The Kano State Police Command has issued a warning to residents of the state, particularly against patronizing illegal and unapproved banks within the state. The command says this has become necessary due to some intelligence and concluded investigation reports of some cases of rape, armed robbery, and missing persons reported in the police in the state. The police command says it has been able to deduce from what it reports that there is a strong link between some of these crimes and patronage of the unapproved parks, particularly those individuals who are fond of getting free ride by the roadside or looking for cheap ride along the road. The command added that it had recently arrested investigated some rapists who have confessed to police some of the tricks of picking people by the roadside, raping and robbing them of their belongings. The Kano State government has described as false reports in some national dailies and online media that Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has banned Christians residents in the state from going to church on Sundays. The State Commissioner for Information, Mohammed Garba, who made the remarks while briefing newsmen in Kano, said the report was false and unfounded. He said the state government is very much aware and mindful of the freedom of religion as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Garba then called on journalists to always check facts and balance their stories and reports with high sense of fairness and responsibility. He said the government extended the monthly sanitation exercise up to Sunday, but only for the staff of Refuge Management Board to enable them clear up the heap refuge in the state. And as insurgents and terror group of Boko Haram continue their campaign of violence and bloodletting, the federal government has been urged to adapt the tactics in fighting the insurgents in a proactive manner. 2 public affairs analysts gave this advice in a chat with CoreTV News. Details in this report presented from our studios.
The face of Abubakar Shekau is one that has brought the campaign of violence by the terror group Boko Haram to the living room of most Nigerians with its regular videos. Recently, the terror group released a video with the group's leader conspicuously absent. And with the recent upsurge in suicide bombings and the resort to hit-and-run attacks by the group, many Nigerians wonder if the recently announced link with the Islamic State is not leading to a change in tactics to to the unprecedented violence being perpetrated by the ISIS in Syria. and Iraq. For these public affairs analysts Lester Wilcox and Olade Rio, the subsequent scaling up of suicide bombings are a reflection of a change of style, which should be expected.
In a war situation, you consistently must look at your strategies, review, and when necessary, you remedy things. And in doing that, there may be changes here and there. So that could have been their reason.
They are now confronting a new government that is more determined and that is more focused and more determined in eliminating them. So they also have to re-strategize and bring in maybe somebody. You know, Shakawu seems to be crude, raw in the way he addresses the media and everything. But maybe this other guy is brought in so that he can, then the Shakawu can take the back seat.
They remember that lately they were losing out. So they could do that as a kind of repositioning. Okay, and then they take, because they have tried to tie up with ISIS now, they wanted to take on a global image. That could be their reason for doing that.
However, the question on the lips of many is what next now that the Boko Haram seems to be changing tactics.
We shouldn't bother about ourselves who is talking to us or who is doing what, but we should bother ourselves as to what is the response of the government, what is the response of Nigerians, and how are we, in the shortest possible time, going to eliminate this nightmare.
If government can rejig the intelligence framework by buying the confidence of the locals, of the people and the community.
So our intelligence community must up their ante so that we become a step ahead of them. So that before they try anything, you're already aware and you nip it in the bud.
Nobody can sit anywhere and tell you this is when this will come to an end.
The presidency has disowned what it described as unauthorized and unexpected tweets by an account falsely linked to Zahara Buhari, one of the daughters of President Muhammadu Buhari. Special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, said in a statement that although Zahara is on Twitter, she had stopped using the offending Twitter since it was compromised by hackers. He maintained that some comments emanating from the handle against the foreign leaders couldn't have come from the president's daughter. The presidential spokesman noted that the tweets by his handle are works of hackers seeking to cause mischief between the country and other friendly states. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more. Do join us again.
As news breaks, people don't let events pass without giving their comment or reactions.
When the problem arises in society, these are the people that should be consulted.
To cleanse the corruption in society, we are not to provide information for good life and also security of life and property in this country.
The academic society have the loudest voice on this platform.
Whether you call it a sovereign national conference or a national conference, it's about the people of Nigeria.
There should be a change in power.
In any way they can do it.
I think there's a script already.
Every Tuesday at 8:45 p.m. on this station. From the Ivory Tower, a must-watch for the learning minds.
Welcome back. For more of our news and other stories, do visit our social media platform at facebook.com/CoreTV News and on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. You can also watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/CoreTV. Leave a space, then news. The National Human Rights Commission has received a petition from Oroago community in Kwara State over alleged murder, brutality, intimidation, unlawful arrest and detention of members of the Nigerian police. The petition, which was submitted in Abuja on Monday, accused the police of storming the community on June 12 and causing the murder of a community member, Bolatito Balogun, and bodily injury to several others, including Tokwe Ologemo, who had been reportedly lying critical in the hospital. President of the Oroago Development Union, Richards Olushola, accused the police of taking sides with the Fulani who allegedly participated in the crisis, leading to feud between the cattle herd and the farmers in the community. He further alleged that 9 people arrested in April and June were languishing in police custody in Abuja without pressing any charges against them in the courts. A member House of Representative Linus Okorie has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to redeem his reputation by abiding by the federal character principle in making subsequent appointments. Okorie made this known while speaking with newsmen in Abuja and explained that the few appointees so far made by the president shows little or no regard to the constitutional principles of federal character. He also described The worrisome statement made by members of the ruling party, APC, which seems to discourage or disregard for the principle of which helped to keep Nigeria one. Okore quoted a leading member of the ruling party as saying that the federal character principle is embedded in the 1999 Constitution as amended. It's not just, and such is no legal consequence. He also quoted his colleague as saying that the provision was contained in Section 14 of the Constitution as only applicable to the appointment of the federal ministries. Okore also noted that the President of the Federal Republic, who is opportune to be at the helm of affairs at the point in our nation's history, where it owes it a duty to give the segment of Nigeria a sense of belonging. The pensioners lauded Wike. The Nigerian Union of Pension has lauded the Rivers State Governor, Chief Wilson Wike, for approving the payments of 3 months pensions area to pensioners. Wike ordered the Accountant General of the state to commence the payment of the pension arrears owed its retirees in the state. The state chairman, Edward Festus Abibio, expressed gratitude to Wike for showing love for pensioners in the state. Festus Abibio, who described the immediate past administration of the state as unfavorable to pensioners, lamented that while some pensioners in the state died heartbroken as a result of non-payment of their pension arrears, a few others are taken ill over the situation. The Lagos State Governor, Akinwumi Ambode, has stressed the need for constant review of educational curriculum in the school to reflect the present challenges of the nation. The governor, who spoke at official commissioning of Brownsville College in Parkview, Ikoyi, said that the state continues to encourage private sector participation in education. Quality and standard will not be compromised. In a statement signed by Chief Press Secretary Abib Haruna, Governor Ambode said while knowledge acquired through education should prepare young people to face the confidence, both present and future challenges, it must be restructured in a way that effective and aligned with challenges of the 21st century. Emphasized that the nation, to achieve a goal of raising a new generation of responsible leaders with a broad-based knowledge, the educational systems need to undergo a wide range of reforms with curriculum that is constant, reviewed, and updated to reflect the current challenges. Wife of the former governor of Bayelsa State, Martha Abinabo, has been released by doctors. Abinabo, who was abducted by government dressed in army uniform from the warehouse last Tuesday in broad daylight, regained her freedom at about 11 a.m. on Sunday. Although the family was silent on the payment of the ransom for her release, her husband, next to Abinabo, had on Saturday told former governor to Premier Silva, who paid a solidarity visit to the couple in home in Azukoro, that the wife will soon be released. Chief Nestor Abinabo was the Speaker of the State House of Assembly under Silva and acted as the governor of the state when the Supreme Court removed Silva from the office in 2012. Mrs. Abinabo was said to have been whisked away from the warehouse located in her home along the Azukoro-Agboruba Community Road. The United States offered technical assistance to training for investigator and prosecutor of empowered them to track the removal of stolen monies from Nigeria. America pledged that it will ensure that the stolen funds are lauded through the bank's system. The U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, James Entusu, who said this during the 239th U.S. Independence celebration on Saturday in Abuja, also said that the country will support the growth of Nigerian power sector by assisting companies to build more electricity infrastructure, especially environmental-friendly power generation. The envoy said America had continued to maintain a robust engagement in Nigeria for many years. Noted that the U.S. partnership with Nigeria runs deep. According to him, the two countries have over the years worked together in a co-host issues on elections, security, and the Niger Delta fighting infectious diseases and sprawl-based, inclusive economic-based, among others. In Emere, Ekiti, Kole local government area of Ekiti State, the dust raised for the alleged involvement of traditional rulers of Emere, Ekiti, in a illegal scale of land and economic trees are yet to be settled, as more are on the post of the monarch. The monarch, Agbola Ogungbemi, who is accused of embezzling the community fund, however, debunked the allegation, saying it is not true. He added that he has been using the personal fund to develop the town. The issue is, however, sparked by a series of protests in the town. Rashid has more in this report.
This is what a supposed peace meeting between the Olu of Emere and his subjects turned out to be. The protest, according to the national chairman of Emere Progressive Union, Lawrence Fatoyinbo, is long overdue, accusing the king of forcefully seizing their lands, engaging in harassment and illegal detention of indigents, as well as deprivation of some chiefs of their monthly entitlements. All these accusations, according to the monarch Agbola Ogungbemi, are just a tissue of lies.
He's running the community alone. He doesn't take advice. He never, ready to work with Emere Progressive Union. The principal offense against the chiefs is the fact, just as you learned there, he has not been paying their stipends in the last 10 years.
They plan it, and it's lie, bogus lie, no truth in what they have said.
Going further, Fatoyinbo accused the king of diverting the community's fund for personal use, while the king denies this, stating that he has been using his personal resources for the development of Emere.
He confessed taking about 5 million in respect of Emere land. He sold the Emere landed property.
When I came, the school had been locked up. I spent my own money, my own private money, to see that the secondary school was reopened. Total money I spent was about 5.3 million.
The chairman of IPU was, however, accused by the head of the kingmakers of planning the deposition of the king. Fatoyinbo, however, says the call for the monarch's sack is the collective decision of the whole community.
Since he has become the president of IPU, he has never contributed anything, any success to the development of Emere Ekiti. He conspired with Bayo Ayeni on this issue. That Bayo Ayeni said they want to become a KBC, and it's impossible.
The community is fed up of the leadership. That is the Olu of Emere.
The crisis has gotten the attention of the Ekiti State Council of Obas, with the warring factions implored to eschew violence till the matter is resolved. Rashid, CoreTV News, Emere Ekiti.
Pantera is a popular market in Mapape community known for fairly used household items, furniture, electronic stoves, and many more are displayed freely by the roadside. Some see the market as a last hope for the common man, but others who fears that the items displayed could be stolen goods. Samuel has more in this report.
Pape community is a settlement within the federal capital city. The suburb that is surrounded by hills has over 4,000 houses of all sizes and shapes. For the residents, who are a mix of civil servants and the self-employed, survival is not just easy, so they have to put extra efforts to make ends meet. Pantera, a local market for fairly used household items, is quite popular here. Bashiru is 45 years old and he hails from Kano. He has been selling fairly used stoves for over 2 years in this market. This man sells used electronic switches. He buys them at the rate of 100 naira each, with a view to selling at a higher price. But at the end, most of the switches don't function. He says he is into the business as a means of surviving the economic crunch.
Well, we are just managing because the lack of no money, things are not moving fine, but we just manage that. Well, sometimes we got it from maybe when they do demolition, so they bring those things for us. We used to buy from them and sell it just to cope up with the management of the life. Sometimes they will call us, then we go inside tank to buy from them to come here and sell. So that's why we know that it's not a stolen property.
Some customers who patronize the market say it is the only place left for the poor masses living in Pape. Nishak is one of them. He is here to buy an iron door. He says he prefers what he gets here than patronizing manufacturers.
That's why I go buy this door. The place where that land where I rent is, I tell I say the house no good. That's why I tell I say I want to repair. I say okay, make a repair. Anything I spend, make a tell us. I say okay. I do everything finish. That's why I come see this door. I buy 5,000. So that's why I carry it to go to my house. I want to put it. But the problem, I don't see the one where I like, that's why I come this that I go see the one where I like, I buy this one.
For people like Nishak, Pantera is a lifesaver, without which they won't be able to procure basic household items in a city reputed as one of the most expensive in the country. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
Meat is regarded as one of the nutritious and proteinous benefits for healthy living, while some others disagree. What exactly is the position? Olajumoke Olatunji takes a look at this in this report.
According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, the livestock sector is one of the top 3 or 2 most significant contributors to the most serious environmental problems at every scale from local to global. As well as being responsible for a huge chunk of global greenhouse gas emissions, meat production requires increasingly unsustainable levels of precious resources, land, water and energy, and is a major contributor towards global environmental degradation. Nearly a third of all the land on Earth is usually used for livestock and feed production. So, with the world's population expected to reach 9 billion by 2050, raising enough animals to keep up with our current meat-heavy diets spells disaster for the planet. In fact, if everyone in the world ate so much meat as those in Western countries, we would need 4 to 5 more planets to sustain ourselves. Over the last 50 years, there has been a dramatic rise in the amount of meat that people are eating. There are also many people who automatically include meat in a meal, without considering other options. Reducing our meat consumption is health as well as environmental benefits. Research performed by Oxford University found that 45,000 lives a year would be saved by people reducing their meat intake. 31,000 from heart diseases, 9,000 from cancer, and 5,000 from stroke.
Of protein, and in this part of the world where we are, I think the major source of protein for the common man, as you rightly put it, is meat. Although there are so many other beautiful sources of protein, but meat is the common one and mainly understood as a source of protein. There's nothing wrong in taking meat, but like you rightly said, when at a particular age, it will be encouraged that, especially when you are getting about 40, 50 years and above, it will be encouraged that you take less of meat consumption because of your heart. You see, because today we have a lot of problems all over the globe. People just collapse because of heart attack, cardiovascular problems. Now we see that as we age, the tendency is that our immune system seems to be slow.
And of course, eating less meat is also a compassionate choice. Over 60 billion animals are farmed and killed each year. The vast majority raised in crowded feedlots or intensive factory farms.
Of meat, yeah, 5 or 4, it's okay for me. Yeah, it's because just I like meat. That's the thing.
So you can't do without meat?
Yeah, I can't do without meat.
I don't believe in taking meat. I believe in taking fish because I grown up with fish. I grown up in a fish environment, so I grown up with it. Then I eat it. I don't depend on. I don't like at all. I don't like meat at all.
Every day is a problem. It causes a lot of worms, and it disturbs the head. So why fish is very good.
I shouldn't take more than one.
One. So you prefer fish or what?
I even prefer fish.
Skipping meat for 1 day a week is a small change which can make a big difference. It's positive, fun, healthy, and an easy way to make a meaningful contribution to a more sustainable future. Olajumoke Olatunji, CoreTV News, Lagos.
And that's a wrap on CoreTV News at 1. I'm Emmanuel Ajayi. Bye for now.